Hi, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Spartan Sports Report. As you can see, Sam and I have a group here today. Mike Bottomley, who coaches soccer at CHS, and one of his players. Mike, introduce your player for us.
I brought today Armand Angeles. He's a senior midfielder for us this year. Did a great job.
Talk about soccer a little bit at CHS. What kind of a season did you have?
This season we finished 10-4-2. Not bad. I mean, we was hoping maybe to place a little bit better in conference. Was 4-3 in conference, placed fourth, right behind Batesville, Lawrenceburg, and East Central. But overall, we're pretty pleased with how we played this season.
2 losses. Tell us about the 2 losses, and I know one was very important.
Yes. Well, a couple of losses. We finished regular season 10-2. We got beat. Okay. We kind of fell behind in the conference, 0-2. We lost against East Central and Lawrenceburg to start the season off. Then we went through the conference, winning all the other games, and then we lost the last game for third place against Batesville.
Okay.
So, we had a pretty solid year. Then we lost against Greenfield Central in the sectional.
Okay. Greenfield Central beat you by what score?
2-1.
Was it a Spartan have a lead?
I was proud of the boys.
Okay.
Greenfield, probably between them and East Central is the 2 teams that was really picked to win that. They had a lot of seniors coming back. We actually played them some scrimmage games during the summer, so we kind of knew what we was getting ourselves into. So we played them really solid. We scored first, which was really exciting for the boys. But overall, very pleased in how we, especially how we finished the season.
Talk about your team a little bit.
This year we had 34 kids on the team. We composed of 10 seniors, 3 juniors, 15 sophomores, and the rest freshmen. Okay,
that's big.
Yeah, it's one of my bigger senior classes, but it was a very fun year. It was a very exciting year. These guys worked very hard all year. We start playing soccer in February, indoor. So I'm with these guys a lot. So we start playing indoor. Then we have a little, like a 6v6 league. Then we do our winter workouts. Then we head outside. This season we played, I'm thinking 12, 13 games during the summer. So I guess that's why the beginning of the season a little disappointing, because I really thought we was looking really good in the summer, and we dropped those. We tied against Newcastle. We was like 1-2-1 after the first 4 games, but the kids really picked it up during the season, and we finished really strong. So pretty pleased with how it all ended.
A junior varsity team you have?
Yes, we have a junior varsity team. I think they finished 6-1 this season. So we have about 17 on varsity, and that'd be 15 on JV. Okay.
Armand, your experience before becoming a senior, did you start soccer like a lot of kids do on a Saturday at Field and Veterans Memorial Drive in Connersville?
Yeah, I used to play rec league there since I was like 3.
Okay. Any other sports you take part in?
No, I used to wrestle, but now I just play soccer.
Okay. Your position again was?
Midfielder, defensive mid.
Do they score much? I'm not sure. You guys?
Well, not really. It's more like a holding position to stop counters and feed the ball up.
Explain the soccer game. Well, why do you like it? Why is it your favorite?
Honestly, I don't know. I've been playing it forever and kind of just fell in love with it.
Okay, well, I'm sure you're sorry to reach your high school career end. What are your plans for the future?
I don't think I'm going to play soccer in college, but I plan on going to Xavier to study biology.
Oh, very good. Very good. Yeah.
There'll be opportunities, though, at college, intramural type soccer?
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing. Getting in a club or some kind of intramural. Or maybe indoor soccer.
I see. Yeah. You've had some pretty good success at CHS, so haven't you, as a soccer coach?
Oh, yeah, because of kids like Armand.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's one reason I brought him today. He represents what Connersville soccer is all about, and also represents the type of student we want to come out of Fayette County. Connersville High School represent us when he does come to school. He said he played defensive mid. Last season, he led our team in scoring.
Oh,
He was smart enough to see the team we had coming back and settled playing defensive mid to protect our goal. We only allowed, I think, 16 goals all season. So he did a great job, great team player. He does
Sure.
what we need to do to win the game.
right.
I think that's pretty impressive that you were a scorer last year and then played defense this year. You know, it always seems like more glory in scoring.
Yeah, definitely a big change.
Yeah, but that says a lot about your character, I'd say. And, Coach, you're fortunate to have a
Yes.
young man like that.
Been 11 years, and it seems like I've always had great kids coming
Yes,
through.
yeah.
And Armand's been one of the top ones coming through, so
Mm-hmm.
I thought I would at least let the Connors will see him and get to know him, and I've been fortunate to get to know him past 3 or 4 years.
I know you've won some championships in your tenure as soccer coach.
Yeah, we've been fortunate to win a couple sectionals.
Yes.
Probably, the last 9 years we've won at least 10 games. We're always competitive in our conference. It's too bad East Central's in that conference. That's kind of been our nemesis. I
Sure.
think in the last 9 years they beat us 8 times. We've came up with 1 win in the 9 years against them, but it's getting better. It's getting closer. Our kids play with their all out, 100%, all heart. And one good thing about our rec program, we got kids playing soccer. So we don't have a lot of. We don't really reload because we got kids always coming in
Sure.
playing soccer like it used to be. When I first started, we had kids on the team that have never even played soccer before. Now they're coming into the system with 5 or 6 years experience.
Yes.
So that helps to keep,
absolutely.
the system going, and you don't have to do a lot of time teaching the basics. They already kind of know that. So been fortunate last 11 years.
Have you been coach of the year one time at least in soccer? Or you were given?
That was wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Coach of the year. So
Well, that's pretty good. I
That's
mean,
pretty good too.
yeah. So
You talked about playing basically year-round and playing indoor in the winter months. We're going to be getting a new field house out at CHS. That'll be something your teams be able to utilize?
we hope so. It should be at least it will free up the other gyms because right now there is a prime. I mean, it can't get gym time
I'll bet.
in January, February, March because you got the baseball team, softball team inside, track inside.
right.
Plus the winter sports that's going on. So this should free up time for all the sports.
Speaking of that, we have a report from the CHS media class about the building. So let's
Right.
watch that right now.
Good morning, CHS. If you have noticed the multicolored flags in the courtyard, these will be the indicators of where the new field house at Connersville High School will be coming in October.
The field house will have 3 playing surfaces. One of them will be wooden. 2 will be the artificial surfaces that kind of like a rubberized indoor surface. There will be a track around it, a walking track. We know that we want as many basketball goals as we can on each court. We'll have volleyball lines, tennis lines. There will be markings where we can tape the floor for badminton very quickly.
You talk about sports and PE classes, it's definitely going to be a benefit for all of us. We're planning on helping with PE, get a chance to use it during the daytime, and obviously in the off season, it gives us a much better place for all of our sports teams to have a place to go in and practice on the days that they can't get outside, or in the wintertime when tennis needs to have tennis practice and has no place to hit the ball or whatever, or baseball or softball can now be inside in the wintertime working instead of cramped into the high school gym trying to do a baseball workout on a 90-foot throw, and you need a little bit longer toss for baseball to get your arm strength up. So from those aspects, it's going to be a benefit for all of us. Definitely give us a little more safer campus because of the closing of our open courtyard, and that's been a big concern the last couple of years with the number of school shootings and having our kids out in the open. So from that standpoint, that'll make a little more safer campus and secure campus for everybody. Currently, it'll be attached to the end of the Robert E. Wise building on the west end and go all the way to the Waterloo doors on the southwest side of the high school. blocking in the courtyard where the old sandlot volleyball pit is?
I think for one, it's going to bring a lot of pride. It's going to give our kids a lot of opportunities to practice all sports indoors. We'll have batting cages, nets to hit golf balls, tennis courts. We'll have every sport covered in here, plus our band, our guard. And then we'll also be able to host tournaments for basketball, volleyball, where we bring in teams from other communities who will come in and eat in our restaurants and shop and bring money into our community. So it's a really positive benefit for the whole community, not only Connersville High School. Now our plan is for the field house construction to begin in November. So you should be seeing the ground out here starting to be excavated and action happening in early to mid-November. We have something in Indiana called property tax caps, and that limits your taxes to 1% of your assessed valuation. So basically, if you have a $100,000 house, you pay $1,000 a year. So with this construction, which is about $5 million, we will not see taxes increase for our homeowners in the county, which is a really positive thing.
You heard it here first, CHS. We will have a brand new field house starting October. Now back to the desk.
We appreciate the CHS media class making that report for us and making it available to our show. I know all the coaches are very positive, Mike.
Yeah, I know they did a lot of research trying to get the best fit for everybody, and things don't work out very well. And it's going to be good, like they said, for all the different sports.
Yeah. It's going to be a big building.
You know, one thing that you mentioned, we hear other coaches mention is East Central. East Central's had a field house for several years, and certainly hasn't hurt their program at all. So hopefully the same can be said here in a few years for the Spartan athletics.
Yeah, we hope so. I've been in that field house. It's a very nice field house.
Yes, it is.
Armin, what's a soccer player? What kind of training do you have? I know you practice all the time, but you guys hit the weight room and things like that?
Yeah, throughout the winter we go to the weight room, and then we usually split workouts and lift weights half the time and play indoor soccer the rest.
Yeah. Do you see much soccer on TV?
Oh yeah, actually yeah. Sundays is filled with soccer. Most people know it for football, but it's filled with Premier League soccer.
Okay, good.
Have you been to see the Indy 11 or down to Cincinnati?
Yeah, I went and saw Indy 11 I think last year, and then I went and saw a big club from England that came over a couple years ago.
So those guys are really
Oh yeah.
something
big
else.
deal.
Huh? Yeah.
Well, in Cincinnati, they're upping their grade from whatever they are to the top league, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're going up to the MLS.
Okay. That's great to have something like that this close to home.
It'd be nice if Indianapolis could do that and have a
it would
rivalry,
be,
you know.
wouldn't it?
It's always
Right.
been fun in other sports with,
Yep.
with that. So maybe that'll be in the future.
Hope so. We might shift gears for a minute and talk a little bit about the Spartans. Friday night, what could have been, what should have been, Sam, at Lawrenceburg.
That was a tough one. That was a hard one to swallow. And
Right.
the kids played as well as I've seen them play in years. Honestly, I think both sides of the football. It's just unfortunate there was a lot of time left. We were up 12 points, I believe, with about 8 minutes to go. But Lawrenceburg put it in high gear, and maybe our guys, after playing so hard, that got a little fatigued. But
Yes.
they can hold their heads high because they played well, and I think it's too bad the season's coming to a close here. I think a few more games on the season, we would continue to see that improvement.
27-26 was the final, right? Lawrenceburg on top by 1.
Yes, by 1. And, there was time left. The Tiger defense stepped up and didn't allow the Spartans another first down. They were trying to get it down into field goal range so that Cole could kick a field goal. And one of your players, Cole, doing double duty.
Well, it's nice of you to let the football team borrow him every so often.
We've been doing that for a few years now.
A lot of teams, the soccer player are the kickers,
Right.
right?
Yep.
It's easy to know why. I mean, what you guys do, right, Orman? Is kick.
Yep.
I told him he wasn't allowed to tackle anybody, but they don't usually listen to me when it comes on the
as soon as
field.
they kick the ball, you want them to
Yeah.
head for the sideline.
But they don't. They usually
Sometimes
try.
they have to. Sometimes they have to. But the Spartans will be at home for senior night on
That's right.
Friday night, and I invite people to come out and watch them play. of course, the sectional draw, they got Richmond the following week, but your last chance to see them play against the conference team, Batesville. And if they play like they did last Friday night, and I know they have it in them, that I like their chances at home on Friday night.
Great, great. Speaking of sports this week at CHS, Tuesday the volleyball sectional begins at Greenfield Central. It continues on Thursday with the finals on Saturday. Friday, Spartan football, as Sam mentioned, with Batesville at Spartan Stadium. Senior night, it's 7 o'clock kickoff. And Saturday will be the cross-country regional at Rushville. And by the way, Spartan girls will be in the regional. We've got a couple of boys, I think, from the boys team that are individual achievement. Arndt Boy, and I'm trying to think of the other guy. I've got it written down here somewhere. But it will be, it's Adam Arndt and Sean Brown will be representing the boys in the regional at Rushville. That has a 9:30 in the morning start, I think.
And best of luck to those two young men, along with the girls' team.
Yeah, right.
The
girls'
whole
team
advanced.
finished fourth in the sectional. It was at CHS on Saturday, so they advanced, and we wish them the best of luck, Rushville. Right.
Fall sports are coming to a close quickly.
Won't be long here before we'll be into the winter ones.
Right.
Right. Middle school sports this week. Tuesday, Shelbyville. It's the final game of the season. Spartan's final opponent in the regular football season is Batesville. They're 6-2 coming into Spartan Stadium Friday night. They won 44-13 over Franklin County last Friday. Other victories by the Bulldogs have been 40-0 over Jennings County, 51-3 over Milan, 45-22 over Rushville, a 33-30 overtime win over Lawrenceburg, and 42-21 over Greensburg. Batesville lost to South Dearborn 20-0, and to East Central 55-9. So it should be an interesting game, and as you say, if the Spartans played like they did, they have a real good chance to get a victory here Friday night.
I believe so, and that'd be a great way to close out this
Sure
season.
would be, a regular season.
Still looking for their first win, but I
right.
think they have it in them.
That's great. Area team records, Richmond is 1-7. They lost 27-26 to Anderson. They're at Kokomo Friday. Cambridge City is 0-8. They lost 42-40 in overtime to Winchester. They're at South Decatur on Friday. Centerville is 5-3, winning 7-0 over Union County. Union City, they're home Friday with Knightstown. Franklin County is 2-6 after that loss to Batesville, 44-13, and they close the season at Harrison, Ohio on Friday. And Union County, they're 4-4. They lost 38-12 to Monroe Central. They're home Friday with Troy High. Rushville is 4-4. They lost 32-6 to South Dearborn. They're home to Greensburg on Friday. That's kind of the area scores. So it's been kind of a rough football season for the area, Mike.
Yes, it has.
Really, probably.
A couple of them I'm a little surprised at. Rushville, I think, playing better than a lot of people thought.
Right, yes.
And Franklin County not playing as well as they normally do,
Yes.
with only 2 wins. And I think you said they play Harrison, Ohio,
Right.
on Friday night, and they're usually that's pretty tough competition.
Yeah, you
start playing the greater Cincinnati.
Yeah, you go
teams.
across the Ohio line. You play a little bit of different type of football, I think, in high school. But who knows? The Wildcats may come out
You never know.
ahead.
You never know.
We wish them luck. Right.
Do we?
Right. Well, yeah, I think we should. I think we should.
Keep it in the state.
As we talked about, the sectional drawings were Sunday, and the Spartans will be taking on the Richmond Red Devils for the second time this year in a game a week from Friday on the 19th in the first round of the sectional.
Yeah, Richmond's only win was first game of the season
Over
against the Spartans.
Right,
So,
right.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's back here at Spartan Field, home field advantage, which is very important, I think.
I think so.
And it's just amazing that 6 years in a row now we've hosted the first game of the
That's right.
sectional, which is good for us.
Absolutely. It's great for the hometown fans. They don't have to travel to watch the Spartans. Area team sectionals, Franklin County will be hosting East Central. Lucky Franklin County.
Yeah.
The
That's a real rivalry.
returning
there. Yeah.
champions from Class 4A in football last year. Union County will play at Knightstown. It will be Centerville playing at Indianapolis Athena. Cambridge City is home to Edinburgh. Rushville drew a bye. They will not play the first round. They play on the 26th, and they'll be taking on either the winner of the Indianapolis Schools, Chittard, or Ritter, depending on who comes out of that ball game in the first round. So lucky Rushville.
Yeah, neither one of those would be easy.
No, when you come out of Indianapolis, it's a little bit tough and everything, but it should be an interesting postseason that ends on the Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving in Lucas Oil at Indianapolis with all the final games.
Sure will be. And we'll be football still be going on. We'll be deep into basketball by then.
That's right. Armand, tell us about the Spartans soccer field. What is in pretty good shape, and what are some of the best fields you play on?
Yeah, our field, we just got a new field this summer, and yeah, it was a lot better than what it was last year.
Yes.
Yeah, it was nice to play on it. Yeah, we played on some really good fields this year. East Central just got a new turf field. Lawrenceburg and Newcastle have nice turf fields.
Do they?
Yep. And then the sectional field we play on, it was grass, but it was nice and flat.
Do you prefer turf over grass?
No, I like grass.
Do you?
Yeah, it's fun to play on turf every once in a while, but I like the slower play of grass.
Okay. Mike, I know we have to have lights installed to have any kind of tournaments, I suppose, and night events.
I think more important is to have lights, is to grow your program. There's a lot of good complexes around. I'm not for sure would host a sectional.
Sure.
But the important part is our JV games.
Sure.
We can't get games in because there's no lights.
I see.
So kids aren't getting playing time like other schools are getting. Most of the times when we go play varsity, JV will play first and varsity will play. Here, varsity plays first,
Okay.
and whatever daylight is left is what the JV gets.
Okay.
So, yeah, we really need lights
Sure.
to continue our program.
Sure. Have you spoken with the athletic director?
It's something that we've talked about, and I think with this rec center they're building, it's going to help because of future planning.
Sure.
Because, they've been moving some things around, and when you put lights in, it's pretty much stationary, can't move those around. So I think they're getting to a plan where soccer field's going to be right where it's at, and then we can start talking about lights now.
Oh, that's great. That's great to see that kind of improvement. But I think we had Brent Duncan on several times, and he said you have to keep up with your opponents because these schools are all making improvements, and you have to do the same.
Yeah, we play our section on Mount Vernon, and they have 3 regular-sized soccer fields with seating on all 3. Then if it's a bad weather, they play on their turf field on the football field. So they have 4 options, I guess, for soccer, and you're starting to see that throughout.
Right. Yeah, you have to keep up with the other schools in your conference. In the Eastern Athletic Conference, who's the toughest? I suppose East Central, are they?
East Central is always solid every year.
Are they?
Yes, and Batesville pretty solid. And Lawrenceburg, and we're always right there in the middle of the pack, always knocking off those teams. So it's a pretty solid conference. We feel every year going into the season, second place is right there every year. Someone's got to knock off East Central. That's been the problem. I think they've been undefeated for the last 3 years in our conference. And someone's got to start knocking them off. But our JV team has beat their JV team, three straight years now?
Yeah.
So maybe time's a turn, I guess. I don't know. But, we're down East Central, Batesville, South Dearborn. They play a lot of club soccer in the Cincinnati area. Then Mount Vernon, Greenfield, Pendleton, Newcastle, they play a lot of club in Anderson and Indy. We're kind of out here alone, and it's really hard for the kids to go play club.
Sure.
They have to drive at least an hour and 15 minutes. We're a little disadvantaged. We're kind of in the center of everything, but we're also kind of far away from everything. Just far enough.
Make it inconvenient.
So we try to do as much as we can in the summer and play as many scrimmage games, and we go to camps to try to keep the kids involved. And we went to Mount Vernon tournament to play them, and we've been adding some good scrimmage games in the summertime to get the kids
Yes.
used to playing good competition.
Are there opportunities for that, well, like with Richmond and Newcastle and Muncie schools being
They're trying.
fairly close? I mean,
There's been some talk in this area with Rushville and Franklin County, Union County, Richmond, us, is try to establish some type of club in this area. It just having the facilities and the coaching staff to do that. And that's kind of been the, the point of getting it started, because there's some cost to it.
out of course, Richmond's got a turf field. If you get on that, I'm just trying to think here a little bit about, but hopefully something can develop for.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah.
We have, 5 to 6 kids playing down in Columbus this summer, so that'll be good. I mean, we start to get kids around. Armand played a little bit in the Annapolis area this summer too. But a lot of time it's going to be kind of on their own and what the parents can get them to. Like I said, we're getting more and more kids participating in summer programs in other cities, which is always beneficial to us.
Are you involved in the Saturday programs through the park?
No, my assistant, John Reynolds, he's been my assistant for last 10 years.
Okay.
He's been coaching down in that age group. He's also the president of the club, so he's kind of our face in that area. I will attend some of the games, but he's there every Saturday.
Yeah, right. So that's good. I suppose
we have to be involved with our youth and make it fun so they continue playing, because we have a couple years in middle school where there's really no program, school program. So we got to make it fun when they become ninth graders, they'll come out. And, so the only things available would be the travel, which is a little costly at times.
Any talk of adding a program at the middle school?
There's been talk. The problem is this area, there's nobody to play.
I see.
So most of the games we would have to probably travel to Indianapolis area to play. But they have talked about it.
Did you play soccer in college?
We didn't even have a soccer program when I was in high school. I started coaching because my son started playing
Okay,
when he was about 4 or 5 years old. So I've been around it for a while now.
Okay, good enough. Have you had any kids on past teams that have gone on to play soccer in college? I know Armin said he isn't going to, but have you in past seasons?
Yeah, I mean, we've had some really good seasons, and kids scoring 30 goals a game. But we've had 3 kids go to college, and they all been keepers.
Okay.
None of our field players. So Cole Garrison is going to a small community Christian school. He is a freshman this year. He's playing, and we had a couple kids in the past that end up being playing keeper at other schools.
Okay, is the goalkeeper the toughest?
It's a very important position because high school,
Sure.
especially when you get in tough competition, tougher, it's hard to score, and you got to have a good keeper and good defenders.
Right, and you've been kind of blessed over the years, haven't you?
We've had good keepers
Yes,
since
I
I've
was
been
going
around.
to say.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Armin, do you have any brothers or sisters that play?
Yeah, I have a little brother. He's in the sophomore class.
Good. So we'll be hearing about him too.
Yep.
Then. Great.
I hope so.
Well, you guys have had a good season. I'm sorry it ended the way it did. I know you'd still like to be playing this week and next week and the next week probably.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's that's why they play the game, as they say.
That's why they play the game.
That's why they play.
Yep.
But you've had very successful seasons, and Armin, you've been a big part of the success in your 4 years at CHS, and congratulations on what you've accomplished, and the best luck in the future.
Thank you.
And Mike, as always, thanks for joining us, and keep up the good work. And
All right, appreciate your guys' time. Letting us get out on TV.
thanks everybody for watching this edition of the Spartan Sports Report here on TV3. Good night, everybody.